Hello and blessings, my beautiful souls. My name is Avalon Cameron and welcome back to my channel. Today I am offering a tarot picker card, my first ever here on YouTube. I do create tarot picker cards over on my Patreon for my community over there for the full and the new moons to help my community better tap into the magic of those particular lunar cycles so that they can really dig deep and explore that potential. But I was deep in meditation yesterday and had a wonderful conversation with my sister, and I got a little push and shove from my own guides, and so I decided to create this video to offer you my first tarot picker card here in public on YouTube for you all as a thanks for being such a kind and supportive community. Today's subject behind this tarot picker card is messages from your guides, which I think is a beautiful reflection on what had happened to me yesterday while I was in deep meditation. So I received a message to create this, so I am taking action and I am offering you an opportunity or another perspective to take in or to bring clarity and listen to what it is that your guides are trying to tell you right now. Now, the purpose behind this video is not to intervene in your own personal connections with your guides, but more to bring clarity to those that are struggling to make sense of synchronicities, weird happenings, like those little subtle pushes and shoves that our intuition sometimes hits us with, the signs, the omens, the symbols, the repeated numbers, etc., etc. There are times where we are very focused on one particular goal in life and then we subtly miss. It's a very natural thing. We just miss what it is that our guides are trying to say. We've all been there. I've been there. We have all been there. And from time to time, it's just nice to have someone to come in and reconnect or bring clarity or create an opportunity for you to see these messages in an entirely different perspective. And that's what I'm here to do today. So if you would like to know what it is that your guides are attempting to show you, to tell you, to make you see right at this moment in time, then keep on watching. And don't forget to hit that subscriber button, tap that little notification bell, and let's get stuck into this video. All right, my beauties, here we are. I have 4 piles of cards. They are a mix of tarot and oracle. There are a variety of decks that have been used, and I have placed a crystal on top of each and every one. Now, my instructions to you are as follows. Please take a moment to ground and to center. Take 3 deep and clearing, cleansing, and grounding breaths. The first breath is to clear, the second breath is to cleanse, the third breath is to ground, to truly ground and to center into the moment. And when you have done that, when you've been able to collect yourself and calm your nerves a little bit and just bring that sense of clarity and focus into the equation, I would like for you then to choose the stone that most resonates with you at this moment in time. Here we have this beautiful piece of carnelian. Here we have a beautiful piece of selenite or a mini selenite wand. Here we have amethyst, and to the end here we have a rough piece of rose quartz. And so if you do not want to focus on the crystals and crystals are not your bag, then take a moment to focus on each of the 4 piles. Which one is singing the loudest to you at this moment in time? You might want to take a moment to just collect yourself, like I said, and really look and listen. Ask Spirit, where should I focus my attention on? Take your time, take your time. I'm going to timestamp everything, so when you have made your choice, you can simply go to the timestamp that I have added in the description box to get your reading, okay? Or to go direct to your reading, more to the point. Right, let's begin. So for my beautiful Carnelian crew, let's get, it's a tight squeeze here. I've got a lot on my altar right now. Alright, the first card, the Void. Remembering, of course, this is what your spirit guides are trying to tell you right now, the Void. They are asking you to submit to the fertile void so that you have an opportunity to connect with that quintessence, that
that type of seed that is there for you, that fertile seed that is just waiting for you when you just clear your mind, shut everything off, disconnect from the outer world, and really sit with what it is that your guides are trying to say. So this can be a great indicator that it is time to take a bit of a break in that sense, and this can be a mindful hour in a day where you switch off all of your electronic devices, disconnect from absolutely everything, light a candle, sit there, listen to some really beautiful music, Tibetan singing bowl, crystal singing bowl type of music, really activating, soothing types of music, and just relax and clear your mind. Have a pen and paper close by and let the information come to you. We have here the Hanged Man. Ooh, this one indicates that the type of message that is, you know, being thrust upon you at this moment in time is of a deeply serious nature. And I say that because the Hanged Man is about sacrifice and wisdom. And so there will be obstacles for you here. You are going to start to experience these types of nudges from spirit as little frustrations, little obstacles, little road bumps, if you will, in your day-to-day, little annoyances that crop up, and you might find yourself feeling quite frustrated. The medicine here is to stop and take a moment to adjust your perspective. The aspect of the guides that is trying to speak to you right now is to adjust your perspective, to truly start to see things for what they are. And to do so, you're going to need to adjust your perspective as much as possible. By doing so, you're going to need to make a bit of a sacrifice. And this can be a sacrifice of willful ignorance, for instance. You might know, but you're not ready to know. It could be that you're doing something that is not in your best interest at this moment in time, and you need to detach from that. Whatever it is, it's a sacrifice that needs to be made in order for you to really feel that deep and profound wisdom. And make no mistake, the Hanged Man offers you that deep and profound wisdom. In fact, the Hanged Man oftentimes appears in those moments in our lives where we know something, but we don't want to know it. We don't want to look, because when we look, that's it, we know. And what happens is when we follow through with what the Hanged Man is trying to tell us, in 3, 6 months to a year, you can look back on this time as a really pivotal time in your life and say, well, I can see it now. It's that 20/20 hindsight type of thing. And you walk away from those experiences with a profound wisdom. So let's move on here. We have the Eight of Swords. Oh, this is a big one, folks. Okay, so this is a big reading. My Carnelian crew, you are in for a big reading. So the Eight of Swords is a card of social conditioning. It's a card that states that you have been restricted, that you are restricting yourself on the basis of the pressures that exist around you. Now, social conditioning is no joke. It is something that happens to everyone. Our cultures, our families, our education systems, our political structures, our environment has a huge impact on the person that we end up being, along with the things that we end up believing. And so it is time for you to acknowledge the fact that you have been restricting yourself quite a bit, and you might not have even known that you're doing so. These doubts, these feelings of being cut off from certain opportunities, these self-limiting beliefs are something that you will need to address right now. You have more at your disposal right now, more opportunities, more resources than you could possibly believe, and yet you're not seeing it because you've been taught not to see it. Then we have the World. Oh, I love this as a contrast card to the Eight of Swords. The world is open to you right now. There is so much on offer for you. This is really fortifying that message that I've said with the Eight of Swords, that there is so many opportunities, resources, options, etc. that are being offered to you right now, but you are limited in your ability to see that. So really, behind that, if you're prepared to really adjust that perspective, to really start to see things, a whole entire world is going to open up to you and your life will change. Okay, so the last card that we have here is our crystal card, and it is Root Chakra, Hematite, and Culmination. Culmination feels like the most perfect word to describe the Carnelian crew over here because of that World card bringing things into greater perspective, bringing that sense of clarity and that sense of holism into the equation. So culmination, doing the work, will have that beautiful effect of reaching that culminative point. Working with hematite and the root chakra may help you significantly. The root chakra is our place of contact with the earth. Beyond that, we have the Earth Star chakra, but we're working at the root. This is where our survival instincts come into play. This is where our ability to ground, this is our ability to feel that sense of security playing out. And so when we work on the root chakra, we bring that sense of security into the equation. We bring that grounding and that centering. We are not activating any stress. We're not activating any worry from that deeper core of who we are. And we are able to relax then and clear the pathway for further evolution. So working at really calibrating that root chakra is going to be of benefit to you. You may want to work with hematite for that. And that word is culmination. So there you go, my beautiful Carnelian crew. I hope that that message serves you well. Let us now go towards our Selenite crew. All right, my beautiful Selenite crew. Let's have a look at what the cards have to say for you. Ooh, fear. Okay, so fear. A deep, deep fear is standing between you and your ability to connect with what it is that your guides are trying to tell you right now. Oh, the Empress. Oh, I love this. The Empress is asking you to birth into space a much more new and fertile perspective. There is deep emotion to the Empress. She stands for fertility and woman in such a strong sense. So connecting to your feminine side, connecting with that ability to make and create and to birth into being, placing your trust in that ability to connect with that fertile element and feel the power of being in charge of creating your own life. Don't let fear hold you back. Get out there and be that profound creator, that person that creates from that deeply loving and emotional place. This is such a strong, strong card. It's a prosperous card. It's connecting with the concept of the cornucopia and bringing into the equation this concept of a gift. Your fear is standing between you and receiving this very, very beautiful, very abundant being the operative word here, very abundant gift. Ooh, we have the Three of Wands. We're talking creation, creativity, ambition. We're talking about establishing yourself in some way, shape, or form. This is putting your foot forward. This is making the, what is the word that I'm looking for here? It's making the effort to start it. Whatever it is that you have been holding off on doing, this is a time to start it. Now, the threes are often a time of extending that collaborative vibe out. So we have the aces, which are very singular and unified. We have the twos, which are, you know, they're supportive. It's like a partnership aspect there, a companionship aspect. And then we have three. So many hands make light work. So be sure to reach out to those who have the necessary skill sets to help you to gain perspective so that you can put that foot forth. Now, this is a deeply ambitious card. We're talking about fire here. This is very active. So fire is masculine, and as such, it's about doing. It's very active. It's very go out where you can get it and get that thing, right? And do it. So take a hint, folks, my little Selenite crew. Take that hint and get out there where you can find it and fucking get it. Ooh, Page of Swords here. I love this. It's time to be the student. Consider hitting the books. Consider upskilling right now. So whatever it is that you are trying to achieve, you need to inform yourself on. You need to start to read that specialist type of material. So this goes beyond the basics. This is about defining, refining, niching down, and making sure to absorb all the information that is necessary for you at this time to put you in the best position possible to get that shit done. Okay, so this is hitting the books, being prepared to be that really intense type of student, the one that is filled with, like, you know, passion and vigor and that go-getter, ambitious type of energy. This is a very academic type of card in its own way. It's not the primary academic card, but when we're talking about the Suit of Swords, we're talking about the mind, we're talking about communication, we're talking about inspiration, we're talking about invention and those types of things. So tapping into those particular energies is going to help you significantly to better understand what it is that your guides are trying to tell you, and in order for you to truly action those messages. So upskill, read up on it. Your crystal card here is Perseverance, the Earth Element, and Turquoise. Oh, I've got a beautiful piece of turquoise over here in a herbal salt bath right now. Look at that beautiful baby. So perhaps working with turquoise can help you in the moments, connecting with the earth element to help to ground some of that fire and air energy. So we have two very masculine cards here, and then your beautiful Major Arcana card was the ultimate earth card with that beautiful Empress. And we have Perseverance here, so tenacity. It's making sure that you continuously work towards it. You might not get it immediately, but if you start to follow the clues, the subtle signs, if you start to really pay attention to the omens, the synchronicities, and just follow those little things like breadcrumbs, focusing on creativity, focusing on taking that initial first step, embracing that, you know, beautiful cornucopia of the Empress and all the abundance that she brings, adding fire to that creative, you know, ambitious type of energy, that really constructive, beautiful, active type of energy, and then on top of that adding that, you know, desire for knowledge to really deepen that knowledge. You cannot go wrong. You are in for a really prosperous and abundant time here. Right, that was my beautiful little selenite crew. How did that work for you? How did that go? How did that message hit? Okay, so we're here with our amethyst crew now. So my amethyst peeps, let's get started from the beginning. Discernment. Okay, so you're going to have to be a little bit selective with the types of signs and little subtle hits, the synchronicities that are coming through. You might be reading too much into it. You might be looking at everything as though everything is a sign. Everything has a deeper meaning to it. And truth be told, the universe speaks to us in signs and synchronicities and things like that. But we can take that on a little bit too much. So it's understanding that a sign is a sign when it really, really hits you like a sign. And a synchronicity is something to pay attention to, but not something to sell your house on. And so be very discerning on and how you choose to interpret your signs at this moment in time, because you may be scattering your attention too wide, you know, casting that really wide net, and you need to bring it in a little bit and figure out, well, you know, where is the strongest hits coming from? Where are, you know, the major synchronicities? Where are the major omens coming from? And niche it down a little bit so that you can really start to pay attention to the magic that is at play. Your Mage's card is the Chariot. The Chariot brings a sense of unified victory into the equation, okay? So this is making sure that you are taking that wisdom, all of that wisdom that you have accrued whilst paying attention, whilst being very discerning, and bringing that forth with you to add to the magic that is unfolding. Your guides are trying to tell you to move ahead, to move forward, to be discerning with the types of, you know, signs and symbols and hits and things like that that you are getting, but being prepared to take action and move forward. So this is not just, you know, playing the part of the conscious observer. This is playing the part of the conscious observer who has every intention of making good on what it is that they are seeing, feeling, sensing, acknowledging, what is in their sphere of consciousness that is making them pay attention. So a sign without a direct action is a wasted sign as far as I'm concerned. This is exactly why it is that I'm here creating this, you know, beautiful first ever tarot picker card on my channel, because I received that sign, I received that hit, and it's my responsibility to do something with that and not waste it. So don't waste it. Pack it up and take it with you. The Chariot has a lot of forward moving energy, so this is about that beautiful positive evolution, moving forward, and there's a sense of victory and pride in achievement there as well. We have the Three of Cups. This is connecting with your tribe, connecting with your people, your support crew, your peers that, or your, not so much your peers, but your loved ones. Those people that you love to spend your time with. So whatever this message is for you, it's asking you to connect with your loved ones at this moment in time, to take wisdom, to be very discerning, to take that wisdom. So perhaps what I'm feeling coming through here is that you're going to need to give some kind of very, very important advice that comes from a place of wisdom, comes from a place of having walked a specific path, so you can give a very specialized wisdom. And it's going to be something that you offer to your people, your tribe. I'm going to use the term tribe here, knowing that's a little bit, I don't love it, but you know what I mean. Oh, we have the Empress again in a different way here. I love this. This is, again, abundance, fertility. We are breaking down, you know, that type of masculine construct and bringing it back to a place of feeling, bringing it back to a space of the womb, of creation, excuse me, of abundance, and of emotional connectedness. So you are working within the realm of the feminine here. So this is about tapping into your intuition, tapping into your emotional system and your emotional structure. And if you have any kind of, you know, I guess a magical ability in the form of clairsentience or clairempathy, this is the time to really reach out and work with that particular energy. The Empress is also a very nurturing mother card, so you may find yourself in the position to mother somebody through a very difficult situation. But again, that discernment card keeps cropping up, and so for me right now it means pay attention and be very careful whom you are giving this very, very specialized piece of wisdom, this time, this energy, the attention, etc. Don't waste it on people that are not going to appreciate it. So create boundaries for yourself here, okay? Make sure that you create these beautiful boundaries, connect with the idea of sacred selfishness, and understand that there are those that are truly going to listen, take in, benefit from this wisdom, and there are those that are just going to squander it. So be very discerning. Then we have Spirit Quartz, we have Chiron, oh, the wounded healer, and we have healing. So I feel like I don't need to elaborate too much on this one. This is a very, very healing message for you. The idea to step into that space of healer is coming through really strongly right now for my beautiful Amethyst crew here. And the focus is on healing, but again, I've got to say that discernment card is asking you to be very, very careful whom you invest your time and energy, whom you choose to heal, whom you choose to work your beautiful magical healing on. So be very, very careful, but there is some gifts there coming through to you, and your spirit guides are leading you down that path right now and wanting you to tap into that really beautiful, beautiful calling. If you have ever had a calling to be a healer, this is that sign for you right now, my beautiful souls. So there you go, my beautiful Amethyst crew. I hope you've enjoyed that. All right, that leaves us with our Rose Quartz people. My little Rose Quartz peeps. Let's have a look at what's coming through to you right now. I should probably leave that there, otherwise it'll go out of line of sight. So let's start off with our moon card, the path. All right, your guides are telling you that your path is now being revealed and that it's time to step onto it, okay? No excuses. It's time to take that step in the right direction, to find yourself firmly on your path. And remember, your path is going to be different from everybody else's, but owning the uniqueness of your path is where the magic is at. Your major arcana card, the Lovers, co-creative partnerships, tapping into your passions, very Gemini ruled, very communicative in that way, ruled by Mercury, and as such that ability to communicate, to write, to articulate, and to share those you know, those intellectual ideas back and forth so that you can effectively co-create, okay? So on your path, you are going to be collaborating. So perhaps you're going to meet up by stepping onto this path and really being prepared to walk it. You're going to meet a lot of like-minded people that you can potentially co-create with, people that inspire, people that ignite, people that make you see things from a different perspective that you can then work into your own path. So it's about opening up to an entirely new flow, an entirely new, I guess, sphere of consciousness in a way, having a little bit of a, I'm going to say the word paradigm shift to really shift things up a little bit there for you. But remember, there is passion here, there is love in the seed of this card. It doesn't necessarily mean amorous love, but it does mean connecting through a passion so that you can co-create. All right, your tarot cards are the Knight of Wands. Holy shit, this is a truly fast-moving, active, bold, ambitious, creative, charming, ostentatious type of energy. There is a lot of fire and it is fast-moving. When this happens, it's going to happen like this. You are going to start to feel things heat up really, really quickly, and you are going to be able to dig deep for that fiery power, and that is what's going to propel you forward. So there's a lot of creativity here. There's a lot of creative passion and power. This is very much that, or that sacral chakra kind of energy, that, you know, really overactive kind of sacral chakra energy. You might have to moderate it a little bit, okay? Because you don't want to be too hectic with other people, especially if you're co-creating. You don't want to come off as too strong. You want to come off as confident, but not too strong. So learn to satiate that a little bit and ground it down a little bit. You might want to work with a specific stone to help you ground into center, or to incorporate a grounding and centering practice into your life, into your practice. Do you know what I mean? So we've got the Knight of Wands energy, very abundant, very prosperous in its own way, but in a very masculine, almost aggressive type of way. So there is no fear here. There is no fear. There is forward moving energy like you would not believe. All the knights represent forward moving energy, motion, flow. This is that feisty, fiery, you know, creative flow, and I love that. So like creative brainstorming sessions maybe in your future. Then we have the Queen of Swords. Ooh, the great teacher. So I feel like you're being called to connect with a teacher archetype, let's say. The Queen of Swords is incredibly articulate, highly academic, and one of those types of individuals that you will come across in your life that you feel just possesses a great deal of wisdom, but not just not just wisdom. It's the ability to take that wisdom and pass it on to you, essentially. So you could potentially learn a lot from this person. So I want you to keep a lookout. This is what your guides are saying. Keep a lookout for that person, that great teacher, the mentor, the guide that is definitely going to appear, and they're going to be very much that Queen of Swords archetypal energy. So someone who's very articulate, very bright, very intellectual in their way, but also quite charismatic and a little bit charming, very witty. This person is going to be very witty. You might find that this individual could be male or female, of course, or gender neutral, of course, but they are going to have more defined and, you know, I guess not delicate, but elongated features. That's how I feel. I find that these types of Queen of Swords energy are very statuesque, very long fingers. There's a gangliness almost, but it's very elegant. And it's fast and it's sharp. I guess the word that I'm looking for here is sharp. So keep a lookout for a person that fits that description a little bit, okay? And then we have Resolve. We have Vesta and Desert Jasper. Whew. Okay, so I feel like this journey for you is going to test your resolve. Alright, so I don't feel like I need to say too much more to that. But when you start to feel yourself being challenged, when you start to feel yourself being pushed and pulled, this is a way to temper you, okay? These are your guides saying, well, if we didn't do this to you, you wouldn't be able to truly define what it is that you are after, what it is that you want. So they might bombard you with a lot of options. They might bombard you with a lot of signs. They might feel that it is necessary to bombard you in this way so that you can start to really define, I think, define what it is that you want. All right, so this is a very practical card, and it's really testing your resolve, and it's going to be successful in doing so because you have such strong and positive cards on your side that your journey is going to be wild and hectic and really adventurous, and it is going to test your resolve. But just remember to hold firm, to trust, to believe, to connect, to ground and to center, and to understand that in your circumstance, all things do happen for a reason. And if you remain focused on what it is that you are aiming to achieve, then you will absolutely achieve it. You might find yourself getting pushed and pulled in a few different ways and being tested in that way, but just accept that these are in fact tests designed to temper you. And once you have been tempered, that resolve is going to be solidified, and you are going to have a tremendous amount of experience and wisdom behind you. Because you have this co-creative energy, it's not just going to be you, okay? But you may find, thanks to the Knight of Wands there, that you might act a little bit aggressively, which is why it is very, very important for you to ground and center and to remain calm when your aggressive tendencies start to flare a little bit, because they will be tested, okay?
Well, my beautiful souls, I hope that you have absolutely loved this first ever Tarot Oracle Pick a Card style video that I have created. This is the first ever, and I'm really excited and just a teensy bit nervous to share this with you because I've never created this type of content on my channel before. Nevertheless, like I said, I was really pushed to do so by my own guides, and so I decided that I was going to follow through with that. There's still that little sense of trepidation, if you know what I mean. Nevertheless, I have enjoyed it. I hope that you've enjoyed it. Please contribute to the conversation. Comment below, what pile did you choose? How did the message resonate with you in this very moment in time? That's really important for me to hear. And so have a wonderful day today, guys. And don't forget that if you are after a tarot reading, an oracle reading, a spirit work session, a one-on-one consultation, I do offer all of the above, plus a community on Patreon designed to help you get the absolute most out of your spiritual practice. So with all of that said and done, my beautiful souls, I'm sending you so much love, luck, peace, and joy. Take care, and I will chat to you again soon. Mwah!